Howdy there. It's March. March. The Ides have come. March, the season of snow. Thunder snow. I hope you're all managing to stay warm out there. I'm keeping hot. 'Cause I'm a spicy little number. That's me. What keeps my fire going is supplements. I get faster at doing it. Soon you won't even see me swallow. But for the time being, and now it begins. Oh. Hi, it's March the 3rd, 2023rd, and my brain's all fried. I'm looking left and right just to check monitors and screens and things, because it's still all over the place. I'm not a cool multicam person in the sense that I have multi-monitors. I'm simply a multicam person in the sense that I have multiple cameras, all crammed into little sub-windows in my one single screen that I'm using, because I'm a monster. So I'm traveling out west on Monday super early in the morning, because my TFcon LA trip is going to be me going over to visit my mom, and then my mom and I going down to TFcon LA, and then going back up, and then me keeping my mom company and helping out with some things for another, 1.5, 2 weeks. I forgot the way that all times out numerically. 1.5 weeks, something like that. Anyway, that's a whole bunch of travel in front of me. Luckily, my current work projects I can do remotely while I'm on the road. I got all the hard uploading stuff out of the way for that stuff. And I got the other Ultimates video footage filmed, so I have a review edit that I can get right into as well. And I just heard snowstorm noises. And I got my whole travel painting plan in my head. So basically, I'm brain fried, and I have lots I need to do, and I'm very nervous about traveling with all my mess that I'm leaving behind and coming back to. So what better way to get things done than to live stream for like a couple hours instead of doing anything else. This is how we correct the brain. This is how we get dominoes in order. This is how you get the row to topple in the shape of a beautiful flower. Also, I want to say hello to whoever's in the chat right now. Lucas Builds, Sea Striker 87, Master Ben 95, Zimman 2, RG1 Studios, Yokato, Tien Goki. And I think that's it. I got it. Yeah, my mom's coming down to TFcon LA because the last time my mom and I went to the States together or to a convention together was TFcon LA 2019, the start of a very promising year that made me feel really optimistic about the 2020s. Shut up. Hi, Dice Admiral, you are here. I'm going to show you a whole bunch of things from my planning and stuff. Because I brought a few things over. Also, I got a question I want to ask you. So I got this airbrush, right? Because I'm in an apartment. I don't have room to have like a real airbrush. So I got this airbrush. The handle is a lithium battery powered compressor. So I'm thinking, right? So I don't have to worry about like priming a bunch of stuff while I'm like before I go. If I put you travel experts tell me, right? Because I've been Googling this for a whole hour yesterday, and I think I figured it out. But if I put the airbrush itself, right, into check luggage, and then I put the lithium battery-powered handheld air pusher into my carry-on luggage, that should be fine. I don't think this is un-carry-on safe from the research I did. But if anyone else knows, especially if anyone else, like, had their airbrush confiscated by the Canadian Airport Security Agency while they were being pounded to a paste against the wall, please let me know. But yeah, this way I can do priming and top coating while I'm visiting my mom and not having to like worry about it or go into a hardware store to get aerosol, whatnot. I just carry this thing with me. Yeah, depending on battery size, like I'm pretty sure it's fine. Because it's this. I'm pretty sure you don't mean physical size, yet I'm gonna wave this at the camera anyway. But yeah, the reason I would take it along, this would not be coming to TFcon. This would be just going out west within Canada, so that while I'm staying with my mom, I can keep up my painting habits without having to like do a bunch of extra pre-planning over here of like, I've got to prime everything properly, and then when I'm over there, oh, I've got to get a temporary top coat to keep things covered up, whatever. The only thing I was thinking about, because I carry lots of battery-powered things with me, it's mostly the part where this thing, I don't know if you can see, it outputs air. It doesn't store air, so even though it's called a compressor, it's not like filling a tank with air, which as far as I can tell is the only major problem with air compressors and carry-on. So I think it's alright. Yeah, it's to maintain the hobby streak, also. I actually could have shown this on the other camera, but that was one thing that's been on my mind for a little bit, because it would simplify the next couple days for me. Yeah, and my mom is TFcon LA's best guest. I am bringing Sodos for TFcon hobby streak. I'm gonna bring. I never put together the second Gaim Sodo Chronicle series, so I'm thinking I'm gonna bring that because that's 4 figures. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can't remember if I'm flying back Monday or not. I'll need to check that. But that should cover me hobby streak-wise while I'm there. There are no hobby streak cops. It's just a personal brain thing. Speaking of TFcon, before I get into the other stuff, I also wanted to share, in case you didn't see on Twitter, because there are plenty of good reasons not to be on Twitter, but I shared all my TFcon plans on Twitter, and I wanted to share them with all of you here as well. I was going to download a picture for that, so while I'm downloading that picture, I'm going to tell you that I submitted some panels, and pretty much the only panel that didn't go through was the idea of doing a TCG panel to advertise the TCG room that'll be open. The TCG room will still be open, so whatever. I already downloaded this picture. What am I doing? I just gotta load it into here. So, on that weekend, for all of TFCon. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's going to be some tabletop gaming rooms. They're in the schedule on tfconla.com, and they are going to be open TCG play, or if you have the deck building game, or like if you're really courageous and you want to try to run an RPG campaign during that whole thing, I guess. Transformers has a legitimate tabletop gaming presence now, so I could see the grown appeal for having a tabletop gaming room. But I'm trying to remember how I pull a picture in here while I'm talking. Here we go. Give it a name. There's not going to be like a tournament or anything. I tend to be kind of, not an opponent of, but I usually tend to talk down notions of trying to run like a full-on TCG tournament at a TFCon. I just don't think it's the right venue for it. Easy argument, why would TFCon not be the right venue for literally a tournament? For a Transformers game? It's a good idea. Basically, having seen it happen a couple times, that filled the screen. Here, let me save you for. I'm going to talk about that in a second. Hi, I'm back. That picture's bigger than I thought. Anyway, when it comes to tournaments at TFCons, it's gotta be quick, because the thing is, everyone's there to do like TFCon, and like a full-on card gaming tournament can take up a lot of a day, and I just don't think that's an ask that's gonna like carry through for a lot of folks. This picture is enormous. I gotta put it up here, and I gotta lean my head out of the way for a second. So that's on that's happening throughout the weekend. Yeah, sorry about the jump scare. Oh yeah, audio's working fine. Damn, my apologies for your headphones. All right, they're back. The only Hobby Street cop is the one in your mind. That's right. Do you know how many Hobby Street cops I have buried? That might algorithmically get me in trouble if I continue talking about that. Oh, Zimman, it's a bummer you're not able to make it, but there's always more TFCons. There's always plenty of... Everyone should just come to Toronto, because I don't have to travel, and that's the best TFCon. But yeah, this is going to be open play. Obviously, if you're a lapsed player, we'd love to bring you back into a very fun game. If you're curious about community cards, we should have some examples of community cards to share while we're there. If you've never played the game before, what a perfect time to learn, because that doesn't take all day. That takes like maybe 20 minutes to an hour, depending how much you're into it. TFCon Toronto is in, I forgot if it's June or July. I think it's early July. Yeah, the best though that one, LA's the best because you don't have to. Yeah, well, according to some sciences, yeah, but according to, I checked with personal scientists who I pay good money, and they told me that mine is the best one, because I live here. So our paper's vetted. I'll just have you know. Anyway, Friday I am doing a panel. That is Friday, currently at 7 p.m. We're going to be doing a conversational panel, another one in the series of panels I've done. You might remember more recently how to get rich in 5 easy steps. Why do we enjoy the toy? Like basically another collecting, keeping your hobby healthy kind of panel. This one is called, I'm very, very proud of the alliteration here, Transformers Toys in the 2020s, Hypostasizing a Healthy Hobby. So the theme is going to be about how currently, in the 2020s, there's never been a harder time to have been a Transformers collector for like 5 to 10 to 15 years, and still be one, and then it's the 2020s. Everything's harder, everything's more expensive, and I think that there are a couple of really fun conversations we can have, especially in a panel setting, about how we might have come to some patterns of hobbying and collecting. I've talked about it on stream before, but like, especially in the 2010s, it was easy to get into hobby rhythms and patterns with collecting Transformers that are not possible for a lot of folks anymore. And that doesn't mean cold turkey, I just mean the easiest example. It was super easy in the 2010s, I think, over time, to be practically a mainline mold completionist. I think that's a lot harder now. So I'm just going to go over some thoughts I have about the topic. Usually these conversational panels, I go in feeling like, am I just going to monologue and then leave, but then usually it ends up having some pretty good conversations, especially near the end. So I'm hopeful that this maintains that pattern. And then on Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm doing a sequel to the panel I did at last TFcon Toronto, which was the Manic Marathon Challenge. So once again, I will be trying to review, I think, probably 10 Transformers as fast as possible in the span of the 50-minute panel schedule spot. And once again, I'm going to try to drive some challenges for it through Extra Life. So heads up, there's a link below. I forgot what I said challenges cost last time, so I need to go double check that. But it's going to basically be that. The theme of this one is going to be checked luggage begone, because I'm not bringing checked luggage to TFCon LA because I currently don't trust the American airline system to not lose checked luggage, so I'm just going to not bring any. So that means that everything I'm bringing for the Manic Marathon Challenge is probably going to be small so it fits in carry-on. That said, I also had another idea, which is that I was kind of looking at, like, okay, what collapses down small? A whole lot of vehicle modes of female Transformer characters that came out recently in the last 6-8 months. So I might lean slightly woman. So kind of a combination of compact and woman for the Manic Marathon Challenge. I'm not sure yet. There's going to be a lot of core class because that's really easy to carry. And I'm going to try to avoid having it might be things that I've live streamed, but I'm going to avoid having it be things that already have numbered reviews. And none of this is like going to cancel out things from getting numbered reviews. But yeah, like Minerva is an example of one I was looking at. Studio Series, RC, like stuff that transforms down tiny. So that's the Saturday panel. Then on Sunday at 2 p.m., I'm not running this panel. I'm just a part of it. I'm very happy that I was talking to folks and they asked me if I would like to participate, and I really appreciated that because I love doing panels. I don't know if I've made that any kind of secret, but like I have a lot of fun doing panels, conversational panels, like stuff that is what you could call hosted entertainment. I enjoy doing those things. Kind of like if I were to like talk on the internet with a live video audio feed while doing things. So I'm going to be a part of the Transformers YouTuber panel transforming media with Commodin Cam, Paper Plane, Emperor Kumquat, Ultra Primal, and Kian Carlisle. So the 6 of us are going to be doing basically some introductions, a couple of anecdotes, like what's one of our favorite video productions we've done, maybe something else, a little bit of Q&A. It's going to be very much leaning into the notion of your classic fan media kind of thing. Engaging with your fandom through media, and obviously if someone is not doing that right now and would like to get into doing it, some ideas of how one can approach it. Like tech tips is obviously like a thing that's on everyone's minds of what could come up for Q&A, but even more like broad strokes is just like, why would you want to do it? Or like, if you don't know what you want to make, but you want to do something, if you're there, come to the panel and just ask any of these philosophical questions. Go for it. Or just come there and ask us how to get into voice acting, because I think that'd be kind of funny. Caesar, how would you suggest learning videography skills with media Transformers reviews? Really just like doing it a bunch. Like you'd go in, I feel like you'd go into it with an idea of what you like. So one of the best places to start is to just start doing it in a way that is informed by media that you like. And then as you do it, you might start feeling like, oh, I don't like doing this bit, or like, I really like doing this bit. And then, lean towards what you enjoy, lean away from the parts that feel like you're just supposed to do them versus you want to do them. And that's usually how I would say you could get into it starting off. Videography is it's a bit more of a vague notion of how to get into it, because it is really just like doing it a bunch, and then as you're doing it, again, realizing what parts of it you enjoy, and what parts do you kind of find like not enjoyable. And then especially when it is like, a hobbyist thing, first and foremost, lean into the parts you enjoy. I'm never going to be able to do it the first try. This thing is going to be on Sunday. It should be a lot of fun. all of these things ideally will be recorded and posted later if you can't make it to the panels, or if you can't make it to like Los Angeles because you don't live there, because that's valid. This one will definitely be recorded because there are going to be 6 people on it who all would like to record it, along with the notion that it may just be recorded in the first place. So there will be video evidence of this panel, definitely, through simple mathematics. So that's what's going on at TFcon. Trying to think if I had anything else to add for that. Not really. Since I'm not bringing check luggage, I had the thing run through my mind of like, I should see if anyone wants to buy anything off me and I could bring it to TFcon, but it would have to like straight up be like, you know what I have and you will buy it. In fact, you paid me already and I bring it there. Like, I don't want to bring anything that I don't know is going to not come back with me as far as sales go. So and also I have like 2 days left before I leave, so I'm just kind of like chucking that idea over my shoulder. Anyway, this is the thing. I was thinking, can I shrink this down to make it look like it goes in my mouth? I don't think I can. I could try. I don't know if this is gonna work, but if we compact the nutrients down as small as they go, get it really densely packed. I don't know, we put it over here. I get my digestion button ready, and I go, yeah. Yeah, it tastes like chicken. It's like all the cannibals say. So yeah, that's all the TFCon update stuff, as far as I can think of it right now. So let's go to the front cam and start shredding some things. Now I've got things to share and things to shred. So obviously I was sharing my airbrush here, which, hey, maybe is good for figuring out what's in focus too. Please focus on the airbrush. It's shiny! Why are you focusing on all the things behind it? I hate you so much. I love you. Thank you. There, that fixed it. The one other paint thing I wanted to share is when I was traveling, and this is the thing. I was thinking of traveling with 2 bags of paint, which is probably too much. I need to figure out like a small kit of the other essentials, because usually I was traveling with like a whole bunch of contrast paints and a couple of opaque bases, mostly to paint like specific things. I want to try a little thing since I'm going to be staying at my mom's for a little bit. So this is a bag that she gave me that fit all my contrast and other paint travel kit stuff. It happens to fit the entire Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl base set 2.0. Which I didn't buy as a base set. I bought these single over the course of several months because a local game store has been selling these single. It's a paint brand that I'm really enjoying. Their whole claim to fame is like the best acrylic titanium white on the market. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring this and then try like recording a V-paint of like trying to paint something or some things using only this, and then like send a link to the manufacturer and go like, look, I talk about your paint things. Give me ideas for talking more about your paint things. So that's a concept in my head. Something else that came in the mail today that I was gonna unbox for you is I bought this for $7 shipped on eBay. I was looking for my favorite dead card game again, Hecatum, and someone had a sealed booster pack of the first expansion, and then cards, which as far as I can ascertain is just an open booster pack of the base set. So I wanted to open up this other pack for funsies, in case anyone here hasn't seen Hecatum yet. It's a Wizards of the Coast game from the mid-2000s. It lasted for like a year. It had a core set, it had this expansion, and then it had another expansion that barely came out, and then a third expansion that got released as an Excel sheet by a designer some years later after the whole thing died. So Hecatum is this incredibly try-hard, super edgy horror game where you're trying to harvest souls. The idea is the world is ending. It's already happening. So you're just representing some union of the 4 major gods, greed and whatnot, rage. This is the 4 colors. The gimmick is the cards are hexagons that are slightly see-through, because there's a whole thing with the minions where you can stitch minions together into abominations. Like you play this guy, and you're like, I'm gonna stitch this blue one onto him, and now you can see the first one's like major stat bar, and then the new stat bar appear, and you add them up. Granted, that means they're in a circle, and you have to like rotate this thing in a circle to read it properly. There's a print and play out there someone made, which just makes these all normal cards with like a bar at the top, so you just stack them like a normal person. But Hecatum, oh, this is goofball though. I love this. These are all plastic. How do you even concept shuffling these? Right? I figured out how, but. Yeah, sorry, a pentagon, not a hexagon. What's up? My brain's fried. No, this is darkness. This is the 5-sided hexagon, all right? You don't know, I have traveled to the underverse and come back a wholly half-dead, all right? So, I want to crack open this booster pack of Last Hallows Eve. By the way, so this is from 2000, what was it? 2005 or 6. Anyway, I wanted to share also just the amazing font treatment here on the back. Trick or tragedy? Either way, the world ends on Last Hallows Eve, just as you have always planned. I just love this font treatment. It's so chaotic and high school. You did just see the word Hecatum, face? We're opening some of the good stuff. Anyway, like I said, this was an eBay auction that was $7 shipped. So why wouldn't I? My goal is to eventually have a full playset of all of Hecatum. That's still an achievable dream, I think. So how are these packaged? There's a backer card on here, and then these things were just higgledy-piggledy. Oh, also, Hecatum, when it's fresh sealed, notice how these are sticking together enormously through sheer friction. Like, that's a brick of it just fell off. So you have to like, do you hear that? That's. We'll go up here for a second. It's like peeling skin. So let's see what we got. We got Evil Spawn. We got Mountain Sasquatch. We got Death Song Shrieker. By the way, I do genuinely like the artwork in this game. It's part of the reason... Oh, that peeled. It's part of the reason why I like this game, too. It's goofballs. It's goofballs dark. Lucas Builds. I have not yet found photo proof, nor have I found anywhere to buy them, but I saw someone talk about it on a discussion thread, and I distinctly remember WotC sold sleeves for this. And I don't know how they worked, and I can't find proof they existed, but I remembered it, and someone on a Board Game Geek thread remembered it too. So they have to be out there somewhere. Face, I know a lot about peeling skin, let me tell you. Yeah, it's the classic pseudo-vacuum. Here's a Bothus horridus. It's a fish mutant. Like, look at that thing, he's just having a good time. Also, the rarity, you can't really tell down here, but there's a number out of number, and then there's a little circle there that means common, and it's like a little cross for uncommon and a star for rare. This 2 is because it's from set 2, so it's very logical. Felis Mortis. Boots was so busy playing, she didn't realize she was dead. This is a martyr. I don't remember exactly what that means. Ah! Quangle! It's a shapeshifter. Still a common. A lot of hair. That's what I'll call it. Daka Azu. This is a demon. His jealousy is so strong it drips from his pores, sizzling into the earth. Green is envy, by the way. Weird shape stacking plastic. Sounds like the kind of awkward for a sci-fi setting. These feel like sci-fi cards. This feels like a Star Trek card game, basically. That's right, Lucas Builds. We got the Quangle in here. Oh damn, both is these horridous nuts. Owned. Rob the Tomb. This is a Fate. So you have minions and you got Fates. Those are your two main card types. Hang on, we're gonna go down so it stops looking at my miniatures back there. It starts looking at my keyboard, damn it. Just look at my things! Anyway, this is a Fate. There's also Relics and Gods, but those are rare. Those are hard to come by. Those occupy a different space on the board. Here's a Tsitsitso. It's an Aztecal minion. They are said to be the stars that battle the sun each dusk and dawn. By the way, this colored triangle down here, I believe, means that you get bonuses when this thing interacts or is on the table with this color. So Hecatum, as far as I can tell, really encourages 2-color deck building out of the 4 colors. Oh, here we go. We got us a Star-Flung Nightmare. Is this a rare? That's an uncommon. It's a minion outsider. What's the flavor? For most who see it, the insanity it brings is a welcome relief. There's a lot of Cthulhu in this. This is before Cthulhu took over tabletop gaming, though, I think, in the mid-2000s. That's like pre-Arkham stuff, I think. Here's a Cursed Galley. Oh, it's a relic! Cool. Is that a rare? I can't tell. No, it's an uncommon. It's very small, and I think I'm mildly nearsighted. So this is a relic. So relics, as far as I recall, relics and gods just sit on the table, and I think you can only have one out at a time. So whenever an enemy reaps your souls, that player discards 1. So when you reap my multitude of souls, you better drop a card from your hand of playing cards. This is a Gelovian priest. It's a whole lot of blob. It has effects. Oh no, that's this thing down here. Is this the rare? This is the rare. Yeah. Yeah, this is the rare. Chupacabra del Muerte. It is a Chupacabra type minion. So when this interacts... Oh, here, this has the clear window down here. So I believe if you stitch this on top of something where the matching color fills the clear triangle, I believe then you get that bonus upon stitching. I think that's how that works. And it's something, this very tactile stack clear things that are cards thing, is in board gaming. As far as I can tell, it's in, I forgot precisely what all, there's at least like 2 games that use that kind of stuff. I just think it's really neat, especially for like a collectible card game. Very messy to deal with. Also, apparently, and I can somewhat attest having, like, cleaned up the ones that I bought, like, almost 20 years ago, a couple years ago. These things pick up just dirt in general, like magnets. They're like little static grease magnets. So you play this game... Also, sometimes the backing isn't printed evenly across a bunch of them, so, like, inherently, you gotta be playing this thing in the right spirit, you know? You gotta know that you're in it for fun, not for hard cash prize competitive nonsense. Robot Lorekeeper, the Cthulhu fan, nearly turned me off even trying TTRPGs. It's like everywhere, and I'm slightly guilty. There are Cthulhu games I enjoy. Like I really like Australia, and I've been off and on always meaning to play more of Arkham Horror the card game because I played it a little bit and it's fun, and I own too much of it to not play it again, and I don't want to sell it off. I think it's sunk cost fallacy. I gotta actually play a couple campaigns of it because it was a fun system. And I have Cthulhu Death May Die, but Cthulhu Death May Die is an action movie, so that's a little bit like outside of that whole thing. But yeah, Cthulhu's everywhere. There's like boring Cthulhu, and then there's like interesting Cthulhu, I think. Anyway, that's what we're unboxing today. So lovely stream, everyone. Now I also got a couple things. These might be in the Manic Marathon because they're core class. Because I saw Studio Series Air Razor at a GameStop, and I decided that I think she looks cool, and she's based on a toy I love, and Michelle Yeoh is great, and I don't think I'm gonna have trouble getting Air Razor ever. So I saw 2 other things that were more interesting to me because they're a little newer. So I got a couple core classes here I'm gonna shred through. I have not looked at any coverage of these. The only thing I know going in is that Freezer, at least one person's Freezer, was a wibbly wobbly mess as far as the ball joint tolerances. hopefully this focuses on them someday. So I think we're going to start with Freezer before we get to the tiny, the tiny core class woman robot, continuing the march of woman robot that's been going on for like years. By that I mean months. It's just so much of it all at once. It feels like I'm gonna take it for granted again, like I did back when Strong Arm came out. So Freezer, I like Freezer mostly because I think if I fix his joints, if they're loose on mine, he seems like just a funny little guy. And he hits that certain funny little guy scent in my nose that I enjoy. Oh yeah, Face, I saw you found Battle Trap at Mayfair game. Maybe I'll find Battle Trap 2 days before TFcon. So I don't know anything about these. I haven't looked into them. With Freezer, I might check the instructions because his alt modes are so abstract that I don't think I can just guess my way to them like one might. So I'm going to cut these ties, and we're going to find out what Freezer is all about. Oh, these ties were all holding his ball joints together, too, so we'll find out what happens when I get them free. I've only seen his alt modes on the back of his box, where they show 2 of them, and it looks very much like, yeah, there's 2 alt modes, but like they kind of look like un-alt mode. We're off to a good start. That was me manhandling out of packaging though. Ooh, yeah, those feel a little bit. The arms feel good. 3 of the arms feel good. The hips are a little bit on the cusp. Oh, those extend. Yeah, check that out. He's got them digitigrades. So now I got to figure out, okay, what's your actual neutral position? Okay, so this knee is not a knee. So there is a bit of a oh, this focus is killing me. Hang on. I think we got to get out of automatic for a second here. This is too much. But yeah, that front knee doesn't unbend. I'm just gonna set this focus manually. No, not this camera. The other one. The naughty one. Now that it's holding focus just right. Okay. Let's get in here. Let's hit the focus. And let's freeze it. And hopefully I don't start moving things closer to the camera as soon as I did that. So, that's right, nail clippers. Do something about it. So it's kind of a bummer that it's only only because there's an ankle and the quote unquote real ankle. I guess okay, the toe and the ankle of the digitigrade are in motion. I really wish that thing there was some kind of a hinge, because it just makes me always feel like he's not quite doing what he could be doing. All this other stuff being ball joints though is opening the range up quite a bit. Ball socket neck as well. That's right, you come over here. Lucas Builds, who wants to feel old, Rise of the Beast RC's voice actor got her start on Vine. I mean, technically, didn't Jake Foshi get his start on Vine as well? He got his start on Vine and then got on Ellen. So she's not the first Vine star Transformers voice actor. Yeah, you can't unchicken him. All right, so I'm gonna crack this instruction booklet open because all I know is he folds into like a shape that's gun-like. Maybe I'll... Okay, I'm gonna take just a peek here. Is there anything I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to fold his neck forward. Okay, so you're supposed to... It was like this, which looks better. You're supposed to put it like that, which is fine, but I think this looked better. But knowing this is the default... Okay, so that's our piece of info. First transformation step! Alright, I'm gonna stop looking. Let's figure this out. Okay, so there's a thing that opens in the back. There's a gun back there. Oh, okay, okay. So this must come... I was gonna say this must come forward, but this is feeling sticky. Oh, does he just do the thing where he's looking down the sight of his gun mode? Because that would be kind of sick. I like that. No, I just popped his head off. Never mind. That is some thunder outside. You can't hear that, I don't think, but there was some struck thunder out there. I think that is the only thing on the transformation that isn't the rearrangement of ball joints. So I don't know what to do now. Okay, there's a tab. There's a tab here that actually does lock into that bit. So the legs are supposed to curl up like this. There is a slot here. Oh, and there's a tab here. All right, so we're figuring this out. He's got that, what is it? He's got that osmosis transformation flow. I'm just going to stick the slots in the tabs and assume everything else will work out fine. I think he's also got like a crab walker kind of mode too. And then he's got like a target master gun kind of mode. And he's got a spot to live on leader class Scourge, if I recall correctly. So there's things happening. This is interesting shape here. You see this is like a circular divot there. I wonder if that is relevant to anything or if that's just how it looks. Oh, his head can just come all the way up here. Oh, that's kind of okay. Okay. A little weird, but I'm not going to do it. That's old. I'm not going to do it. Oh, yeah, here. So you can recover his head. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have rotated his head around. Defeating the purpose of all that. Oh, wait, no, maybe that is how that works. Cheesier. Sad to say I'm watching the stream since Aaron Archer lost power partway through his... No! Bummer. Hope he's doing okay. Alright. So we've got something going on here. I found logical places for a bunch of these bits to exist. There are 5mm pegs on the backs of his heels. That seems relevant to Scourge interactions. I just need to figure out what these arms do. Don't be the cool one who goes like nothing. It's a nothing transformation. There's going to be a place for it. There's going to be a place for it. You mark my words. I think I need to check the picture early. Okay, I'm going to check the picture. I'm doing two things at the same time. So there's your two modes. You see what I mean? I'm doing two things at this. I've kind of got him going towards this or this. I'm not sure which. What if we go to the other one? That might be a little bit easier to suss out. Because I think we got this one. I think we might have cracked the code on this one. Yeah, I'm a genius. Look at this. I sorted out how Transformers work. Alright, I'm going to check the instruction book now that I got him transformed, to see what steps I might have missed. Well, that's a lot of stuff they're saying is going on here. Oh, okay, so these do lock together. How? Is it like this? That was a weird cracking noise that just made. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So they have a locked together position. Elbow locking to elbow, so this at least has a defined shape. I like that. And then do these not tab together? Oh, these are supposed to fold back in this mode. As, like, rearward supports. Whoop, that came apart. That's fine. We'll put it back together. That'll be the Manic Marathon challenge for this one. I confidently assert that these modes are real. Oh, these ones aren't holding together that well. Darn. It's a shame, because, like, the elbow locking trick is really cool, but it's, like, the only thing going on here. And those legs are not pulling their weight in this mode to account for it. Am I quietly hoping someone comes in with the clutch Tigatron correction of, like, you should try unfolding the stomach. Like, I don't hate it, I should say. Oh, those are 5mm because someone can operate this thing, that's why. So someone lying on their stomach can grip these, and then it's like a little gun turret. Alright. Alright, so then to turn him into a gun, it says undo the elbows and then engage the little tablets in his legs to curl them. Alright, so I was on the right track. So these bits do tab in over here. It's weird getting this lined up, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, right, they're 5mm because when he's in this gun mode, that's how someone would hold him, too. Just realizing. I'm putting together the science of this. I'm cracking the code. I'm becoming a Transformers designer myself. Alright, so I got this far. What else? Are you kidding me? Wait, oh, there's a third mode. Oh, no, that's his engine block mode. Okay. So, when this guy... Wait, how does that twist like that? I don't know what the instructions are trying to tell me, but this is how he mounts onto the back of Scourge. So this mode, like, we can't even tell what's going on. Like, we don't have a Scourge here. How can we possibly know what's going on? Okay, so what do I do then with... Oh, okay. So there's... Oh, I see. That's odd. This feels like you're supposed to ball swap the forearms, unless I'm missing. Unless does something in here swivel? No, it's a single piece. Because basically, there are tab slots here that this is supposed to match up to. With the the wristlet things. Okay, so it goes like this. This feels precarious, like Masterpiece Black Arachnia precarious. I don't like Masterpiece Black Arachnia's transformation much. Because everything feels really precarious on there. You see what I'm trying to line up? Maybe there is just no friction when you do this. No, there must be! I believe in the friction. There is friction! I knew it! They called me apostate! Alright, there we go. So, okay, it does lock together in this mode. Then we're in business slightly. Is there a handle? Oh, look at that. Fingernail pain. So there's just a handle. Alright, so there's the gun mode. Which I like. It's the right shape. I like this because this all tabbed together. It's not enough, I think, to, like, sell this little dude 100%, but there have been worse gun modes. The tabs are holding when I wrap him gently against my palm meat. So, that's cool. The little walker turret thing, I really wish that the legs kind of did anything, because the elbows elbow tabbing together is like, it's like, all right, step one, and it's like, that's actually all. That's all you do. Everything else is just positioning things. So yeah, decent gun mode. For a core class, like, there's going to be better bang for your buck, but at least the gun mode is solid. The turret mode is a little bit of a bummer. I also appreciate how much he is hiding away his head here. I thought there was going to just be straight up a head chilling out behind the gun turret, just going like, what's up, it's me, Freezer. Do the throw test. Why, I just untabbed his... Oh, I gotta retab those things. Oh... Still tabbed together. Huh. Still tabbed together. Still tabbed together. We're in business now. Alright. If this guy had a knee hinge here, I'd call him, like, super worth it just for being a funny little forearm guy. He's still a funny little forearm guy. It's just, like, it's amazing how much I constantly think that I'm messing up and not extending the knee enough on the leg. Like, it feels like user error on my part, even though it's not. There's nothing else to be done about it. Anyway, other than that, I guess we just gotta wait and see if maybe this guy's the breakout star of Rise of the Beasts. And not a name that was added to one of the background minions, because they were toyetic enough to fit in here. He got some mass because of those forearms. Like, he's got a little bit of oomph to him. And the ball socket joints they're gonna do work. I mean, like, that's pretty hot right there. Like, look at that. He's championing all over everything. It's like, whatever. Freezer, your alt modes don't really look like very much. Freezer, your turret mode, your legs don't do anything. There's only one trick with your elbows locking together, and then it feels like more is supposed to happen, and then nothing happens. I'm owned. I'm owned. Look at this. I got owned. I'm the corn cob. I am the loser. I took the natural L. They're slaughtering me in the QRTs. So that's Freezer. I was really hoping for some neat little engineering tricks, and I think I found them. I just think that I wish that they all happen for the gun mode, and then, like, half of one of them happens differently for the turret mode. And I wish that they all happened for the turret mode. Oh man, it's just this lack of the front knee just means he's always he is destined to just do that. And I'm like, no, that's for alt mode. Extend the leg. Because there's only the one joint holding everything up back there. Well, the two joints. The one in the leg, not the foot joint. Alright, let's see. Oh, here's his backdrop, by the way. It's a dinosaur skeleton. I don't know what that means. Core class Freezer. Just coming out swinging for the paleontologist. Sorry, Picky. I didn't do it. It's in there. It's his backdrop. He's like, what's up? Dinosaur bones. I'm here to steal the middle of this one. Ah, you're setting the field back. Here's his face. In before he has one scene in the movie and gets sliced in half. I mean, that's pretty optimistic of you. I'm gonna crack open this this soft drink and just pour a little bit into my glass here. Means he's a connoisseur of museums. Code Turtle, like, I like the idea of the turret mode more, but honestly, I feel like the limbs are hanging off of it more somehow, despite the arms forming the base of it. It's the legs just not having a purpose, whereas the gun mode, everything tabs into something, so it becomes like a solid mass, and like on a tactile level, there's something about that just ended up working for me better. The movie is supposed to be in the 90s, I believe. That could be. Ooh, I wonder if they're gonna do like a little historical nod. Here, Freezer's gonna look up at the not so hidden camera. There, he's watching you. Freezer is not a pre-order toy. I would say that definitively. Freezer is not a hot damn. Gotta make sure I get that in on release month. Rise of the Beast gives me the impression that it might be like an Age of Extinction that just takes place in like multiple major cities. Now RC, I know what she's got in her backdrop. That's a road. And I don't know if you know this, but wheeled vehicles tend to maneuver on these. It's very topical. She's also got tissue paper. Don't know what these are. We'll find out. Can I just cheat her out of here? Ah, that midsection one I can't. I have to cut that. Get it. Release! There we go. So this one I've been a little bit hyped to mess around with, partly for the bummer reason that it sounds like, for the time being, for the next year or 3, this is the toy that they are doing for this RC. It was the impression I got. So I want to see what they all did. How all out did they go? This is like the handlebar type stuff, isn't it? The handlebars are up here. Is this just the console? I can't tell. John Doe 4880, you're going to TFcon LA. Hell yeah, so am I. Hopefully we have a good time. You say wheeled vehicles go on roads. Here are the top 10 wheeled vehicle roads used by wheeled vehicles when they go on roads. It's her gun. Alright. I guess those are barrels. She has a neck. Ball socket neck, actually. She can look up and down a little bit. Ball socket shoulders, ball socket elbows. Waist joint? Waist joint? Hello? Ball socket hips. That's a double knee, it's just that there's too much there. Well, I guess if you pull this out of the way, then there's like a sort of a double knee. No, it's a single knee. The double is this way. That's just pain. So it's a single knee. And she ain't gonna have standing troubles, I'm assuming, because, yeah, there's just so much chilling out back there. That's looking kind of cool. Alright, I'm gonna figure out how this works. All by myself. With the power of my mind and my adult experience. So I like this part of the legs, where you have, like, if you ignore the wheel, right? Big words I'm saying here. You get this cool, like, you know, back wedge bell bottom look, and I like how this is curling into, like, obvious motorcycle shape, like that. Like, that looks kind of cool. It's got the thing where you got to line up pegs inside of 2 freewheeling wheels, which is a little bit of a task. Okay, so she can mermaid, definitively. Zimman, anyone else getting audio cutting out randomly? Is anyone else getting audio cutting out randomly? Sort of the Dice Gods. Have you tried playing Armored Plating on her? No, I play good cards. Standing confirmed. We are here to help. We're doing a service, alright? I'm curious if there's a panel or something, or if her head just chills out. Is her head on, like, a little thing? Yeah, there we go. So that clicks out of the way. Look at that. That's kind of neat. There's, like, a little nub on this shoulder. So everything, like, has to meet together a certain way. And now I'm lost. I bet I had to do these legs last. Yep, I had to do these legs last. Alright. So this obviously goes there. Oh, that's kind of cool, if that's doing what I think it's doing. Alright, we got it. We got it. Wait, do the arms then sandwich around this? Did I do everything in reverse order? I think I did do everything in reverse order. Oh, that's tight. That's tight. Yeah, so the arms close around the back wheel. And there's that gun. Is this a kickstand? Oh, dog. This has, like, T-slots back here. It is a kickstand. Kind of. I like that. Okay, I like that. I think that's a good transformation for an motorcycle. Oh, I didn't get the shoulders together all the way, even. There we go. I like that a lot! You heathen, armored plating is the best. Aha, aha, aha. Just catching up on the chat here. Probably won't get a deluxe in studio series for scale reasons. Hoping there's one in that other main line. They did mention on the what I caught in the reports of that last Q&A is apparently that main line, the non-studio series line, is by a different design team in LA who will work on a bunch of the stuff that the main design team doesn't take credit for. It turns out there's a completely different design team making those toys, which I find fascinating. Face, I got in a very huge, stupid argument with someone about this toy when I speculated it might get retooled or re-engineered into Energon RC. Yeah, I mean, like, it's unlikely, but it's not impossible. There's always, like, a weird, like... I was gonna say, there's, like, a weird sort of wall between Studio Series and Mainline, but then again, Studio Series Air Razor is replicating the transformation of the Kingdom one without reusing any parts, as far as I understand. So I could see this getting, like, re-skeletoned over as Energon RC. Because that LA team, if I understood right, it sounds like they also do, like, the Warrior class toys, and, like, the deluxes for TV media, like Earthspark and Cyberverse. And some of those, that kind of explained to me, like, why some of those things have, like, occasionally sort of left field ways of doing things. And I wish we heard from that team, unless they don't want to be heard from. I'm gonna turn her back. I actually like this a lot. The wheels are all kind of like just hanging out from behind in robot mode, but I still like what this is doing quite a bit. Oh, I forgot that gun was in there. Hi, I'm in front of this camera now. I'm looking for the thing I dropped. Hope you're doing all right over here. Bun Yeast, have you kept up with any recent Toku? I have not. I'm behind on a whole bunch because I haven't been in the right brain space to want to, like, watch a serialized series. I've been binge watching things. So I'm still waiting to pull the pin on the grenade and watch, like, 3 years of tokusatsu in a row. Nothing the shows are doing wrong necessarily. It's just I got to be in the right mood. John Doe, will you be getting the Peter Cullen autograph? I will not be. It doesn't really interest me a whole lot. So I don't want to, like, do it just because I feel like I'm supposed to, because I'd rather that spot in line be open to someone for whom that is, like, going to make the show, and not someone who's like, guess I'm supposed to do this, like I would be doing it. I'm not much of an autographs person. I get more value out of, like, a shared minute or three of conversation than a signed thing. So autographs never really, like, activate anything in my brain. Did I see the promo clip for Earthspark? I did not. I'm kind of just waiting until I figure out how I can watch Earthspark. The second batch. I'm just gonna go in. Face forward, you've probably met Peter a few times too. Yeah, I met, met. I didn't really, like, meet and have much conversation, but I have had, like, interaction with Peter Cullen, the main one being BotCon 2004, so that one kind of, like, set me pretty well for Peter Cullen for the rest of time, because that 2004 Peter Cullen was before the live-action movies, and it was I always remember it was Peter Cullen in his panel room, and it was, like, the first time in years or something. He had not really, like, it was the first time, if not the first time, then the first time in a while in 2004, when he, like, had a visible emotional reaction to how many people were, like, there and excited to see him in 2004. And it was a pre-live action movies Peter Cullen who demonstrably was not, like, 100% sure if anyone still actually cared, and was, like, basically moved to tears by how much people cared. So I've seen Peter Cullen once or twice since then, you know, post live action movies, and it's fine still. Like, I caught a bit of a panel with him and Frank Welker at Fan Expo, I think was what it was. I can't remember. But it's different, and it's not bad. But that 2004 Peter Cullen vibe was, like, a very unique thing that, like, you know, we're never gonna have again, like that kind of moment. And so since then I've been fine. I've been like, no, it's cool. Like, a lot of people haven't had a Peter Cullen moment, period, and I had one that was, like, very of a time. It was, like, of a time before a lot of the current fandom even joined the fandom full on. So, like, I got no real reason to want to, like, insert myself into anything else with Peter Cullen now, because I got that memory. that sets me for a while. Goku loved his reaction when we gave him the statue. I can't remember it. I can't remember that detail very well. I just remember when that panel started and he was like basically crying. It was very sweet. Because, you know, obviously the success, the monetary success, and the pop cultural impact of those live action movies, you know, for better or for worse, it definitely removed the notion, I think, from Peter Cullen's mind that, like, you know, as far as does anyone care, it's like, obviously people care. So it's a different thing now. And it's fine. It's good when things are different, because things always change. That is a fact of life. I like this RC a lot, damn! Like, even though there's this stuff and that, I kind of don't care. Like, this is a really fun little figure to mess around with. And the silhouette, like, the amount of work that the bright coloration does to, like, somehow hide those wheels until you look at them. But, like, when you're messing with her, you're just like, no, she's just doing poses. She's jumping around. I don't think you can have really, like, an add-on kit thing that just replaces them, though. I was thinking, like, you could just have, like, oh, maybe you can pop them out of here. Because, like, a finicky set of wheels that, like, fold over once would clean this up a whole bunch. Just thinking I'm thinking in that DNA Designs. The thing is, with DNA Designs, it's never like, oh, what's a simple way we can clean this up? It's like, well, what if we give you entirely new legs? The problem is back here, but what if we sold you just like an entire ass new legs that you have, and then also like a new set of biceps that have to go with the legs. Chingoku, if you recall, 04 was so it was his first convention. Okay, that lines up with my memory, but I didn't want to presuppose. Neil Ross's anecdote about how surprised he was when people actually liked Transformers the movie in theaters. Yeah, I think that still exists. It absolutely still exists. It's just that pre-2007, like, there was, granted, that's, like, going on 20 years ago, so obviously it was different, but it was also just, like, it was a remarkably different vibe of, like, a lot of actors sort of going, like, oh, people actually remember what we did? It's weird. So 20 years later, right, the actors are like, you remember what we did? But then you go to 30 years later, and they're all like, no, of course you remember what we did. Those movies are making tons of money. Like, that's just how the vibe kind of changed a little bit. And like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's kind of interesting to think about. Like, that pre-2007, there was just this genuine notion all the time at conventions of actors who were just like, I think you all like what I did. Oh, you did? Well, that's so nice. Hi there, Daniel. Cheesier, I just figured out it's hard to see black things on a black background. Well, in real life, there's a lot more light going on back here, so it's more like black things on a reflective background from, like, where my eye vantage is. I do not yet get deceived by, like, black Sharpie pens sitting here in the back part of my desk, and I'm like, where's my Sharpie? Where'd it go? I got too much object permanence. I'm trying to get rid of some of it. Yeah, I like this RC a lot. I think there's plenty of reasons to not, like, pick her up, depending on your taste. I'm just really surprised, like, even though, like, this thing doesn't even lock in, and yet it's not bugging me that much. There's something about her that's working. I think it's that little ball socket joint on the head that's really doing it for me. Like, look at that slight amount of tilt you're getting on a core class. That's bonkers. I forgot to do the important test. Oh yeah, no question. No question. She can go deep. Zimmerman 2 driving a black cat and mostly black furniture. Yeah, he's got to look for, like, the floating eyes, the Cheshire Cat eyes. Perfect. Now that they pulled a toe line figure from Rid, any other characters you want them to do? Like any Action Masters, please. Just more Action Masters. PKPs, am I crazy by calling it a simplified, shrunken Legacy RC? No, I know where you're coming from. I think that the arms and head feel like they're doing like slightly different things, but like the legs are doing the fold around and rewrap trick. Because I was gonna say there's like a little bit of that Legacy RC trick going on with how far around the hips they're going. So absolutely, like I don't know if I'd call her simplified shrunken, but like definitely spiritual sibling, spiritual design sibling. But yeah, like generally, I really like, cause Action Masters have like a lot of unique silhouettes, a lot of really unique colors. Silhouettes, I guess, mostly the head and shoulders, right? Because it's Action Masters. But more Action Masters, please. Any other Rid characters? I want a fully modernized Build King, please. Yeah, for Rid, I'll just take anyone. Like I've been enjoying Toe Line because they hit the colors, and like I think there's plenty of valid reasons to be put off by the fact that he's literally like a post-apocalyptic junkie on alt mode, but also to me, I'm just like, no, he's like, do not grow addicted to parking. You know, somehow Toe Line of all characters made it to the post-apocalypse, and he's still just looking for people who are violating parking bylaws. But yeah, like Rid characters. The thing about them is like there's a lot of them are like half of them are like Machine Wars characters basically. And then like a bunch of them are, I don't really know. I'd be interested to see how you translate them into a modern chunkier toy. Like the Car Brothers, for instance, you can't just like head swap to make them. It won't look right. But you can't do their transformation again. Their transformation is eccentric, we'll say. So it'd be interesting to see like some takes on like the Beast Wars Neo-esque and the weird brave parts of that stuff, but like done with like, you know, modern sensibilities and also, you know, modern concerns and limitations. Yeah, Toe Line, Toe Line caused it. He brought about the apocalypse because too many people were just parking in the wrong places. Yeah, X-Brawn is the one I'd love to see done as like, the way I'll put it is a better toy. Like I've obviously I don't hate the old Car Brothers toys, but like X-Brawn has the kind of silhouette that I think you could really translate into something that's like chunkier and blockier and has a little bit more meat to its bones and a little bit less like just the two things sticking off the back of his shoulders. But the thing about X-Brawn is you'd have to specialize him. Like he'd need to be the toy, right? X-Brawn as a retool is more difficult in my brain. Although I enjoy when they pull some of the retool tricks like out of left field. Like that stuff, I know it tends to be regarded a little derisively nowadays, but I still like some of the left field retools. Even outside of like Hasbro, like I love that Mastermind Creations double dealer out of their Deathsaurus. Like that's bonkers. Kind of out of my price range, but like I love the gumption, and I really like that like just box on wheels truck mode. There was a listing for Robo Wild Rider. Yeah, maybe. It's hard to say with those listings, because like it also could just be a wild ride of some kind, or Wild Rider, or yeah, I don't know. That's the kind of thing where I'm also just happy to be surprised. Like Toe Line, I partly also enjoy because I was like, oh hey, I don't think anyone cared about Toe Line. So this is a really like a lovingly done, at least deco-wise, Toe Line. I was like, well, hell yeah, that's a funny surprise. Let's do it. Because, like, I will say I was a little bit taken aback by how seriously some folks were, like, getting into the meat and potatoes of, like, how effective a tow line is. Because I was like, was tow line not a one-episode gag character who was just a straight repaint of a Machine Wars toy? At which point I invited the abuse of the tow line fandom. Gladly. I'm a little bit of a masochist in that way. I was just like, I feel like tow line is in the realm of, I feel like we should just be grateful tow line happened. Because no one cares about tow line until tow line exists. You know what I really want, though? I want the Requiem Blaster minicons, but as full-on deluxes, because all their designs are good. They should just be standalone characters. And they happen to turn into a gun. I think that'd be kind of fun. Like, I remember when tow line was called Wrecker Hook. Bunyeast, thoughts on new Armada Optimus? I think he looks good. Commander class has basically been a ballpark hitter every single time so far, and Armada Optimus, like, the thing about Commander class is it's done almost literally everything now. So when you go to Armada Optimus and you're like, well, this has to be a guy with a trailer that combines into a super mode, it's like, alright, so take the tech of Rodimus Prime and Motormaster and Siege Jetfire and alright. Like, Commander class is just a proven pitch hitter in baseball terms. It hits them pitches, so it gets onto the bases. So I'm pretty much like, yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Because basically it's like Jetfire, this is in capsule, right? Jetfire, good big man. Skylynx, good weird double combiner. Rodimus, good guy with trailer. Motormaster, good toy with super mode. There's another commander in there I'm forgetting, I think. Or is that 4 of them? See? Yeah, it is 4 of them. Is it 4 of them? Yes. So this is the 5th one. So basically they're all like, I don't know, I think Commander class is like one of the most reliable price points right now. Because every single year so far, it's achieved most of its marks. Shatterglass Jetfire. Cheated. He's a cheater. You already happened. Anyway, I'm just gonna swing us back up to... Did I have anything else to show you? I think that was all I had to show you. Yeah, I'm gonna swing us back up to here for a little bit. Hey! How would you feel about non-transforming Transformers playsets, like if they did the Arc but without the robot mode? It depends on the play features, and also actually the shelf space for me. But I feel like that stuff would be totally valid, like just diorama playset backdrops. I think those would be kind of cool. Oh, there's a whole bunch of just speculation now. But yeah, I'm feeling like these two might come with me for the Manic Marathon. I also have some core Decepticons who I like very much, who I'd like to talk about anyway. And we got RC, we got Minerva. It's coming together. It's coming together in my head. There's so much going on. Do I look tired? Do I look a little peaked, perhaps? Diorama playset backdrops. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I think it's kind of neat that Armada Optimus apparently has like it's just a straight up old Armada Overload hookup point on the back, because why do a new Overload if you can just like get folks to go get the old one, leave them in backpack mode? It's show accurate, right? V-Rider, thanks very much. I'm glad. Whoa, it was loud. I'm glad folks were enjoying that Banzai-tron vid. I got all the footage done for Bombshell, too. I'm going to see if I can write a script before I go and then feel like I don't have to do anything whilst I'm traveling. Is there any animal you can think of that hasn't been made into a transformer that's never been done before? I can't believe we don't have any cassowary maximals. I was gonna say bat, but not like a chubby thing with wings, but like, I don't know. But then Night Scream kind of was one of those more like wingly finger bats. Yeah, that's all I could really think of. I don't know why I'm thinking. I think it's because I saw a video of a bat yawning the other day, and it's really like stuck with me. There's all kinds of weird building noises going on. I think Cherry Bomb had an overload last time I was there. I imagine it's probably sold by now. I have an overload, and I think it's weird, I got overload, and in all these years, I think I only transformed him like 3 times, so I actually genuinely don't remember how he works. Might dig him out while I'm out west. John Thomas Jones, thoughts on Soul Jigoku Gaofaigar? It looks really good. I will not be able to afford it whatsoever, but it looks really good. Legacy Armada Megatron is just an open goal. They cannot make him uncool. Yeah, especially like Hasbro doing him with a focus on play pattern. Like even the straight up just remolded Combiner Wars Megatron version I thought was pretty darn solid. He just looks good. You give Megatron big antlers, he just looks good. It's like a rule now. We don't have an Earthworm. That's true, A. Earthworm Transformer could be fun. Zimman, curious how you feel towards Fans Toys Quake Wave these days. I know you were hot on him when he was new, but I also know your thoughts on Fans Toys. I haven't messed with him in a while. I still think like that Quake Wave is neat. Like the thing about that Quake Wave is it felt like a nice, chunky, solid, big masterpiece toy, which is not how I feel like a lot of their stuff feels anymore for a long time. Like, I don't know. I gotta look at a video of how it works, because I've heard from let's say I'm gonna do some rounding math. If there were 5 people in my general vicinity who talked about that Fans Toys Jazz, 4 of them implied the transformation was terrible. But then 1 said it was actually all right and people got to calm down on it. So I want to go look at a video of how the transformation works, because that made me curious. I'm not going to buy it, but that made me curious. But this is in general, I just never get the vibe that Fans Toys wants the transformation to be fun and in any way, and so it just loses my interest, like, full stop. That reminds me, actually, the New Age Omega Supreme, I forgot where I saw this, but someone was like, it costs more than the reissue of DX9 Gabriel, and I was like New Age figured out how to take Fans Toys as lunch, and by that I mean their very specific super fan base. No, Picky Peas, we don't have any Beaver Transformers in physical. There was a Beaver Transformer concept as a gag that I think came from Hasbro for a Hall of Fame thing, but I can't quite remember anymore. Code Turtle, excuse me, Code Turtle. Robots with antlers are always cool. Armada Megs, Animated Shockwave, Thunderhoof, all bangers. Also, we need more tractors. All yes, all agreeable. Yeah, more tractors, definitely. RID Bruticus, or, the Cerberus thing. I've always wanted to see that thing get, like, even just a redeco. Like, something that, like, gave it a color scheme that focused your eye towards its details. Like, it's a fun little piece. Oh yeah, Zimman, like, I think Fans Toys as a company kind of sucks. Like, as far as, like, my taste, and, like, that they are definitely not aimed at my taste, therefore a lot of their stuff is just will bounce off me. I kind of just full stop don't really expect much out of it. while saying that, I think that their Jetfire is a really good transforming toy, and I think that their Motormaster, having briefly messed with the friends, is a really good Motormaster that does some really clever tricks. So, like, there's still good stuff in there. It's just like, it's so hit or miss as far as the tactile vibe that, like, I don't really expect much out of what they do. That, and like, I feel they fostered a type of what makes a good toy list that I really don't like. So I do sort of pettily hold them responsible for, like, you know, notions of, like, you know, paint is better than unpainted, full stop, and it's like, it ain't, though. Like, sometimes not painting a part is better than painting the part. What Devastator is that in the background? What background? If you see something behind me, then something's gone wrong with your simulation. If that looks hyper realistic, then, like, you gotta do something. You gotta wake up right now. You need to wake up. Also, I can't remember the company that made it. I was just thinking, I was gonna throw it in there as a funny little bit, a little aside. Go like, oh, it's also made by blah blah blah, and their company name just flew out of my head. They don't exist anymore. I was also thinking about. Bringing. I still like this toy. Bringing for the Manic Marathon, my little the original Magic Square Optimus. I still like this, but I don't remember where I put the trailer or all of his other pieces. And I feel like that's not quite in the spirit of the Manic Marathon to, like, not bring 60% of the parts of the toy. But I still like this little thing. Before and after. Thank you, Zimman. That's going to drive me nuts. It's from before and after. The makers of that weird, really big 6-gun. They made this action figure of the cartoon model of Devastator, and they had prototypes made for a Predaking and a Superion, and it's driving me nuts to this day that those never came out. It was really good. It was really minorly... Oh, wait, I got a connection thing. Okay, reconnection successful. Anyway, talking about the toilet. After months of hype on the Transforming Samurai toilet, every time I saw him, he was more expensive than what I wanted to pay, so I never ended up buying him. What was I going to grab? Yes, I made a print and play. I wanted to share that. Yeah, that disconnect reconnect, like, OBS basically had a little pop-up with a noise, and it was like, you've disconnected. You've reconnected. And I was like, alright. Thanks for telling me. We're back! I'll answer a question while I pull this out. This is a Kickstarter game, and the Kickstarter just released to backers the print and play files, and so I made the print and play. I'm going to bring it with me to TFcon, see if I can make someone play it with me. We've seen everything together. Got any further thoughts on Kang Toys Predaking? I think it's gorgeous, and if the hand feel is good, I want someone to give me one for free. Because I can't afford it. Therefore, I'm going to Santa Claus rules, which is, I like it a lot. Someone give me one. Don't, though. You don't have to. It's the Santa Claus law. When you say I want it, because Santa Claus, give it to me, that doesn't mean someone's actually going to give it to you. That's just the way you express your interest in the thing. But that stop motion that I linked on Twitter was that was the hotness. That thing's got good super robo vibe going on. What do you think of Transformers Legacy so far? Stop motion reviewer. I think it's pretty good. I think that the biggest problem I have with Transformers Legacy is that it is just ripe for amazing fiction. Not even like, you could just prose fiction that thing, and no one's doing it. So I like Legacy a lot, and it's a lot like half of it is for headcanon reasons. So like it's hard to sell people on like how I really like how they decided to make like this Motormaster a unique take, who's from a universe where Motormaster is the leader of the Decepticons, and then the Stunticons he's combining with are from a different universe where they don't know who Motormaster is. They work for a weird scumbag called Menasor who looks a lot like Shatterglass Rodimus Prime, but there's no Rodimus Prime in that universe. So they don't even know what you're talking about when you say that looks like Shatterglass Rodimus Prime. Anyway, they should just make they should pay me 2 bags of money, and I will write all the prose fiction, and it'll be fun. Yeah, Picky Peeves. It's like, if I had infinite money, hell yeah, King Toys Predaking. Like, I would like to know from the in-hand, because the problem with trying to chase down this information is because there's so many different collector mindsets, especially for a third-party combiner. I don't know if I'd like it. I don't know enough about the in-hand feel of the thing. And I don't want to just like tell someone, hey, let me mess with yours, because that thing's really expensive. So I got to try to do a little bit of research to see if like Kang Toys Predaking is in my long-term vision, part of my dream supreme. But it looks really nice. Anyway, I wanted to show off that I made this print and play because I was very proud of myself. I had to print this at like 96% size, but look at all the cards. They look like they're real playing cards, and I printed them on my computer on 80-pound card stock. And then I laminated these things, which are like this is a game where it's a 1v1 game where you play as a robot. So the robot cards, I laminated them so they're a bit thicker. And then there's a cool layout. This game is like, I'm gonna get a physical copy of this, which is gonna be a mint tin game with PVC cards, which is kind of cool. But I wanted to potentially get to actually play it before they finish producing it. But there's a really cool setup here where like the damage gauges, you can line them up if you want, but then also when you get out all the stuff for your character, you have like this little gauge that keeps track of some of your stats, and then that like graphically merges with the character card, which I think is super cool. And then I was going to show you with the expansion, there's like another card that merges on. Basically, this game, as I understand it, having watched a couple videos, it's kind of a bluffing 1v1 game. So you have a hand of cards, and you have these power tokens. I had some extra coin capsules. So these were just cut out circular on card. So I put them in these coin capsules, so they got a bit more heft. Unfortunately, it also makes them way bigger. But the expansion, the expansion, you get these little things that hook into here. So you're like you're like almost building like a little, like this, I can't remember, but you're like building a little readout for your character, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, basically, you have like a hand of cards. You're choosing which card to play. There's an initiative number attached to it. Whichever initiative is lower, when you reveal your cards, the lower initiative goes first. You take actions. If you're going into like I think it's combat, you have a bunch of power tokens. You choose which one you're going to put out there. So you're choosing whether to just put out the high one and lose it for a little bit, or like, I think if you put out the lowest one, it gives you this boost for the rest of the round for using the lower one. So it's kind of like how tabletop versions of fighting games work, where you're like bluffing and then you put down something face down and you reveal, and it's like the decision space in a fighting game of like, whether you're going to go high or you're going to go low, or you're going to go for the, what do you call it, the cross up, or you're going to mash sweep a bunch. Also, I was able to I printed off this little instruction book, and it looks like it's real. I like print and play stuff. I am assuming when this game Microbots, when it fully releases, I expect they're probably going to sell the print and play on something like PNP Arcade. So if you are at all enticed by the idea of buying a game for very cheap and getting it as a PDF and then just printing off a copy for yourself, be inspired. Anyway, I was very happy with myself. This was a slight insomnia thing the other night when I really couldn't sleep because I was thinking too much about all the travel ahead and the various things I want to accomplish whilst I'm out and about. Take it easy, Face. I'll probably catch you during my stay out west, unless you leave when I get there. Anyway. We're back. I misclicked. That about brings us close to the end of the stream, I think. I'm trying to think if I have any other stuff. Oh, yes! Sunday night! Which is less than 12 hours before I leave. We're doing the final installment on D20 Live of our Star Wars role-playing game we've been doing for a couple months. That's over on D20 Live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm just a player on that, but it's been really fun. It's called Let's Kill Vader. It's about a group of so-called Mandalorians who have been tasked with going to kill Darth Vader. It takes place just before and during Return of the Jedi. Fully played for laughs. We're having a good time. I'm playing a droid who keeps making command rolls that are then not saved against. So my character has become like this intergalactic power top who has shouted down a Rancor and bullied a Rancor to go back to Jabba's palace. That was very fun. So we're doing our finale on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So if that sounds like a fun Sunday night chill thing, hit up D20 Live. Like I said, it starts Sunday at 8 p.m. and it should be a good time. And who knows, maybe we'll survive. Or not. But yeah, that's the only other major thing, I think. So I am going to go over here for a sec, and I'm going to hit this. It's begun. All right. So thank you all for chilling out with me on this kind of ramshackle open some things stream. I really need to get my brain flip-flopping in a different direction for a bit, and that was accomplished. That was accomplished with the help of all of you. Hopefully you all had a decent little Friday night stream session. Hopefully Aaron Archer's power is back. It also sounded like Servants of the Dice Gods were doing some Jackbox with other Transformers TCG folks. So there's things going on. YouTube doesn't have a raid system, so I'm saying these things. Take it easy, Gookie. Take it easy, Gookie. I'll see you there. Auf Wiedertschüss, Picky Peeves. And yeah, I am probably not going to be streaming from TFcon because it's a different country. But I am going to do my best to get recordings of all the panel stuff that we got going on that I'm involved with, and for my panels, get them up on YouTube. The YouTuber panel, I don't know where it will be, but I can almost assure you it will be up for viewing because there are 6 YouTubers on it, including myself. So one of us is going to put it up somewhere, somehow. And if you're not making it to TFCon LA, hopefully those vicarious experiences will still carry through some good vibes and whatnot. So take it easy, stay safe out there, take care of yourselves, treat yourself well, especially if you haven't for a little bit, because you deserve it. And I'll send things over to that other guy who lives here for whatever reason. I don't know how I feel about it really myself. Oh, yes! You should feel good about it. Ain't nothing like a friend like me. Hope you all have a good night or morning, depending on where you are. It's okay to forget about me, 'cause I remember all of you. And you'll always see me again. Every time the sun sets on the horizon.